Okay, so if you are presenters, please mute your microphones. You should be muted, but if not, please do not till you get the chance to, otherwise we will hear a lot of background noise, okay? So please mute your microphones if you are presenters. Okay. Okay. So first one is Ana Teresa. Okay, so everything should be okay. Okay, so good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this Teach Meet, which is part of the U Code Week Icebreaker MOOC. Very warm welcome to all of you who are joining this webinar from many places and countries in Europe and beyond. So I've got Albania, Turkey, Tunisia, Italy, Greece, and many other teachers. So many other countries, sorry. So we have a very good set of teachers today who are going to share with us their own practices about coding and computational thinking in the classroom. More specifically, they will be sharing with us what they have done in the previous months as part of Code Week. So the first speaker that we have today is Ana Teresa Fiori. She's coming from Italy, and she has prepared a few slides for you. So I hope you all enjoy this Teach Meet. Remember that you only have 5 minutes to speak, okay? So please do not speak more than 5 minutes, otherwise we will not have enough time for questions at the end. And if you have any questions for the speakers, please also pop them in the chat, and my colleague there will be covering those, and we will address those at the end of the webinar. And without further ado, I think we could start. Ana Teresa, if you're ready, are you good to start?
Yes.
Okay, so good luck to everybody. And go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Can you share your screen also? Your camera? Do you have a camera that you want? Okay, perfect. Good luck.
My name is Anna Teresa Fiori. I'm from Italy. I'm a teacher. I teach at primary school of Rome, Italy. I've been teaching for almost 30 years, and I've been coding for 5 years. During the school year 2018-2019, my class, third in primary school, 8 years old pupil, participated in a profitable way in coding projects, thanks also to the adoption of the coding diary by Professor Alessandro Bogliolo. The school diary has as many pages as there are school days, and on each page there is a large space to write down everything that pupils have to write on a diary. But it is also, and above all, an activity book that contains everything that has been produced to bring coding to school. On each page there is a different activity, and all the activities are well explained in details. Pupils developed computational thinking through practical, immersive and interactive pathways, unplugged activities, and Europe Code Week events, immediately and intuitively grasping...
Ana Maria, sorry to interrupt. Can you put the volume of your microphone a bit louder or speak closer to the microphone so that they can hear you properly?
Okay.
Is it better now? Please check.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, try to speak closer to the computer.
Okay.
Okay, but don't get too far, otherwise we will not hear you.
Okay. The children loved the coding activities that were proposed to them, and in particular they played with great enthusiasm at Kodacolor and Kodarobi. They played with hexadecimal codes and pixel art, having a lot of fun and challenging each other. Within this disciplinary path, a twinning with the children of a school in the province of Salerno was also born, The children challenge each other by code with letters and messages. Letters and decrypted messages were also written to Professor Alessandro Bogliolo. Cryptography and cryptanalysis are rightfully coding activities and have amused my students a lot. Thank you for your attention and let's have fun with coding.
Thank you so much, Anna Teresa, grazie mille for your presentation. We're going to move on now to the next speaker, who is Anis. Anis, are you ready? And Anna Teresa, please mute your microphone and switch off your camera.
Ok.
Spegnere la camera. Okay, good.
Hi.
Okay, and I can see you. Okay, hello, how are you?
How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. So whenever you want, the floor is yours. Good luck.
Thank you very much. I am Anis Amouri. I am fine art teacher at Taib Miri Secondary School in Tunisia. I am also Europe Code Week ambassador and SDG Goals ambassador. My scenario is about building our school. I mean Taib Mhiri Secondary School in 3D with coding by Minecraft. With the help of Minecraft, my students built a virtual model of our school. Minecraft is a creative tool. It will help students to imagine, to create, to build, to collaborate with each other by discussing and by exchanging ideas. This photos of my school. Students will use coding to build our high school with code builder. In fact, the game Minecraft contains a section that allows coding very easy to use for students for 10 years. The students will write an order to build a wall or a section of a school, for example. This will allow him to save time in the construction and also to have a simplified idea on programming. There are examples of commands to erase faster. We click on the key C and we choose the order to erase super eager. Or to build faster, we choose the order agent wall. And finally, the final result in our we make a video in YouTube for the final result in I mean our school is the final result of our school. Thank you.
Thank you, Anis. I'm going to share here the link to the final result. There were some questions popping in, so there, please, if you can just gather them, and we will come back to them at the end of all the presentations, okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And we're going to move on now to Fatma. Fatma, can you hear me? Can you speak and try your microphone, see if we can hear you? Okay, unmute your microphone and you will be able to speak. Okay, good.
I'm here.
Yes, and we can see you. Good luck.
Yes, thank you. I'm Fatma. I'm a computer
Che mi
science
sentiva
teacher
ben bene,
on the
come questo che ha
Pioneer
appena
Middle School
parlato.
Khairuddin Besha Sidi Bouzid, Tunisia.
Sorry to interrupt,
Um,
Fatima. Please, also speak closer to the microphone, and the others, if you're not speaking, please mute yourselves, okay? Because we can still hear of
you
you,
don't listen to
okay?
me, no?
Just if you can make it a bit louder, it will be better because it's very far away.
Okay.
I
Here
think the
now,
connection is
you listen to me. Here
yes.
now, you listen to me. Okay. Oh, yes,
Okay.
yes. Is it clear? I
Okay.
confirm.
Can you type in
Okay.
the chat if you can hear Hatem? Okay. Okay. So
Yes.
go ahead.
Okay. Then here I have to repeat. I'm a computer science teacher in Pioneer Middle School Khairuddin Besha Sidi Bouzid in Tunisia. My project is about microbit micropet to say that coding is an art. The range of age of my students is between 13 and 15 years old. Objective is to make brainstorming and what we need, think about the design. Here at first we have present the needs of everyone in his robot, the need of the type of the micropet the creature we have to present, we have to create, to think about that. You see the pictures they are thinking, they are trying to draw, to create their micropet. Here we have to present the microbit card for them to see that we have to we can program things, we can program everything, we can program games. We can program these micropets. Then at last we have to present how to connect the microbit card with the computer, how to send the program here. It's a small program because my students are starter. We have to show the smile of my micropet in 5 seconds. To show that the micropet is said in 5 seconds. It will be forever. It will be repeated forever. Yes, it's the creature there that they have done, and they present at last they have present their job, and they have critic their works with what they have to make, what I have forget to do, what is the best, what is the negative point, and the positive point. That's all. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you
Yes.
so much,
Okay.
Fatem. Thank you
No,
very
thank you.
much
Okay.
for a very nice
Nice.
presentation. So if you have any question for Fatem, Anis, or Anna Teresa, please type them in the chat, and we will come back to those at the end of the presentation. It's now the turn to welcome Stefania Altieri. Stefania, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, too much even. So but the sound is very good. I hope it's okay for everybody. Please, okay, should be okay. Type in the chat if the sound is also okay, and it should. Yes, okay. So please go ahead, Stefania. Good luck.
Thank you.
And feel free to share your camera as well if you want. Huh?
Hi. Hello, everybody. My name is Stefania Altieri. I am an Italian teacher. I began my experience in coding a few years ago, and since then I am having very good results in terms of motivation and enthusiasm of all the students. I strongly believe that coding can also help to develop the critical thinking and problem solving. Today, here it is. I would like to give you a practical idea to code in your classrooms. Kodacolor is an unplugged coding game suitable for all ages. It has been created by Professor Alessandro Boiolo and 100 teachers during the last coding summer school in Urbino, Italy. Rules are very simple. The robot, Robbie, moves on a grid. Walls boxes are available in 3 colors, yellow, red and gray, responding to 3 different rotations. The robot travels the grid, remaining on each card only the time necessary to look at its color, read instruction, and perform the corresponding rotation. If the card is yellow, the robot rotates 90 degrees counterclockwise, turning on the left. If the card is red, the robot rotates 90 degrees clockwise, turning to the right. If the card is gray, the robot goes ahead, straight. Game stuff is very simple to prepare. You can easily find it because you can find the cards to print by Internet Kodacolor page. Cards can be made by colored paper and they can be easily plasticized and by any other material in yellow, red and gray. The game can be developed on a chessboard of any size. For example, in order to realize a 5 by 5 one, you will print 25 cards. You can also use a chessboard on the ground and children can become robots and move on it. You can also print the light blue cards to indicate where to enter the grid and where to exit. That's to say, the beginning and the end of the game. There are several possibilities to play, trying to find the exit, trapping Rob in a loop, into teams or more. You can also invent your own games. This is the simple version, but you can also create a storytelling. Here you can see it. In the grid, adding a sequence of drawing to the colored cards. The robot, that's to say the student, will tell a piece of the story when meeting a drawing. You can train and exercise with the Kodacolor, finding this Scratch project by Professor Alessandro Boiolo. And if you have many computers at your disposal, you can play with the online version. The aim of the game is to find the longest way in a short time. You can just warm up, you can challenge some players online, you can arrange a challenge within your students, or you can challenge students from other countries, maybe in a twinning project, for example. In this case, you will use a code to identify your specific team match. At the moment, the possible languages to set are English and Italian. From the University of Urbino, some developers are implementing new functions and Kodacolor will become more and more smart. I hope to have given you a useful tool to try and improve coding in your classrooms and above all to have fun. If you have any questions, you can write me in the chat or you can email me. I'll write you the links in one moment. I would like to thank you, European SchoolNet, for this opportunity, and thanks to all of you for your attention. If you want to try Kodacolor just immediately, I invite you at the end of this Teach Meet for a royal battle. I will write you the code and the link to play. Thank you very much and see you soon.
Thank you so much, Stefania. Very nice presentation with very interesting, motivating tool as well. Perfect, thank you. And okay, so we're gonna move on to the next speaker. If you have any question for Stefania, please write them in the chat. We will come back to those at the end. And our next speaker is Fatma. She's coming from Tunisia. Fatma, are you ready?
Yes, hi everyone.
Okay, perfect. And we can see you as well. Okay, there you are. Good luck.
Thank you. Hi everyone. I am Fatma Bouaziz, a computer science teacher in Ali Nouri Prep School from Tunisia. I want to share with you my experience in Europe Code Week 2018 and introduce how I can simply code with our students. So first, I would like to speak about the importance of coding for our children, because we know the brain is a real sponge when you are a child. In the same way that it's recommended to learn a foreign language as soon as possible to better integrate it and to facilitate its learning, it seems interesting that children play with the code and discover it at a young age. Coding is a language you can read and write a code. I used in Europe Code Week many activities in two e-twinning projects. The e-twinning project I Am in Love with the Green Earth, and also the e-twinning project Code Race with many partners. And first of all, I introduce the coding without digital technology and blanket activities. So the famous Codirobi game can be used to get our students used to writing sample code. The principle of this game is to use three cards: forward, right, and left. A matrix and a robot, and we can each time make a challenge for the students how he will move this robot in the matrix. And of course, the student will reason and think what are the cards we will use them. So this is an example. Using these cards and for the robot to get the selected tiles, we have to think about how the robot will move. How is he going to do? Forward, left, forward, right, forward, or forward, right, forward, left, forward, or forward, forward, right, forward, left. Also, I used with my student visual programming. You can use sample code in the Scratch software, like this code. For example, to get our student used to reading a code. Also, this tool present, I used you play Code Monkey. This tool presents logical challenges for the students, so they will reason, think, and find solutions for the monkey to reach his target, the bananas, with sample instructions. Also, I used CoSpaces for education, this tool that combines virtual reality and coding, and it's very motivating for our students too. And I used this tool in e-twinning code race project, and I use this tool for a story, collaborative story with other partners. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Very nice activity. I hope you're all enjoying the Teach Meet and that you're getting a lot of ideas and interesting resources for your lessons. So it's the turn now to Athanasia. You there? Can you hear us? Are you ready to present?
Yes, I hope you can hear me, and I activate my camera.
Okay. Did you click on start my webcam? If you click there, you will be able to share, and there you go.
Yes.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you. I am from Greece, and I am an ICT and physics teacher in 4th Junior High School of Petropolis, and I am honored to present you 3 unplugged activities we had in joint classes among partners in the e-twinning project Code Race. These activities took place in a live event on 18th October for Europe Code Week. This is the page of the event on the platform, on the Europe Code platform, the certificates we got, and the classes when we were live. The links are active, and you can use it to see the page in the projects blog, and also the slides with all the details of the event, and the recording of the live event, which is rather long, 30 minutes, and I do not recommend it, actually. So the first activity is to guide a robot. We didn't know about Code Robbie, and it is quite similar. We have a white huge area with squares, and we want to guide the robot to give commands so that the final look of the area is with black squares in the pattern you see in the second image with the squares. So we have the starting point, and we had asked the classes, each class was a team, to write down the commands so that the robot do the task. But the robot understands certain vocabulary, and we use syntax. So a programming language is a language, actually. We have to be careful about the vocabulary and the syntax, and for possible conditions that may exist in our program. You see on the chat of the live event the answers of the teams, and on the photos the teams working on the challenge. It was tricky for the students to understand that they have to use the semicolon for the syntax, and to use capital letters and not just to write down just the commands. Also, an extension is for the students to see that the two lines are repeated, so they could use a repeat command for filling the task. The second activity is a code. I am trying to change. Okay. The second activity is code hunting. We had a map with the partner countries. On the countries there were pins, and when the students clicked on the pin, they see a QR code. They had to read the description, and after scanning the code, they could get a word that was an answer to a quiz. When they had write down, when they had collected all the descriptions and the answers, they could go to a Mentimeter quiz, and the team that had answered right and quickly the quiz was the winner. In this quiz, the winner was Immense, the co-founders class, and here is the screen we had when we had finished the quiz. And the third activity was a riddle, so that we could motivate students to think, to procedural, to work in procedural thinking. And we were giving data, restriction, the question, a problem, and they had to go to the forum in TwinSpace and answer the riddle and work on that. Because we had not enough time to do that online. I hope you can you will find these activities interesting. They can be done collaboratively among classes, but they can also be done in your class among your students in a way of competition or in having fun. The important is that students see coding as a game, because if students enjoy what they're doing, then they are actually learn. Thank you for your patience, and thank you, European Schoolnet, for this opportunity.
Thanks to you, Tanasi Evcharisto. It was a very nice, interesting presentation. Okay, very nice things going on and many interesting tools. I hope you're all taking notes on the different tools we can use with your students. And she just mentioned a very important thing, which is actually the having fun part. So make sure always to plan something that will let your students to have fun at the end. I think it's one of the most important things. And I don't want to speak too much. Durat, are you ready to present your part?
Yes.
Okay, good. Do you want to share your camera now? If you don't, it's okay as well. As long as we can hear you fine.
Hello, everyone. Okay. I am Dorata Mirtolari, teacher of language and literature in the secondary school in Kushtrimi Liris, Albania. I have been working as a teacher for 22 years, but the knowledge is gained by Europa Schoolnet and course online has changed and increased my performance in teaching. I believe that thanks to Europa Schoolnet, Teacher Academy and Science, eTwinning, there are many platforms online who had changed my teaching, and now I train the other teachers how to use the Europa Schoolnet platform and the other platform. In this event, I want to promote in collaboration and learning practice with students and with my staff. Which is my experience in integration technology into teaching. I have been working in Code Week for 4 years, and I have developed different activities and trainers who want to learn about coding. I have organized workshops in local schools and with new teachers who want to learn about coding. I create some workshops for new participants, and sometimes I use in my school we have not computers and internet connection, but I want to promote coding with my pupils. They bring their device from their home, and now in Code.org I have created class for my pupils, and they learn online in their home, and in the other I have created some possibility to learn about that. First of all, I begin to learn coding with encoding was in 2015. Hour of Code was a wonderful activity with my pupils, and you can find in my presentation on at the end of my speaking. I can write in the chat. As you see, there are many pupils who want to learn to code, and not only these pupils are my pupils. There are from the other class, and they heard about coding, and now I have a club who learn about coding. Also, in my experience, I think that we must transform education with coding, because in our center we must to prepare our students for their life. I want to share my experience, my activities for this Discover Week 2019. I have created some workshops in, as I said, in local schools for new teachers, and also I participate in the STEM competition and I create for women and girls in science. Also, I create some training with teachers, with pupils about coding, and also there are many friends here who are attending me. There are for the first time in the Europa Schoolnet, in the course of Europa Schoolnet. Also, in the other district and the other, I have created some activities on conference about coding. Also, I am a science ambassador, Italian ambassador, and a leader teacher for coding. For this year, in September, I am working for my activity, Kodacolor, and you can find my activity. The link is in the presentation. Who is my message for all teachers? First of all, I want to thank you for this opportunity to share our experience. I think that the love of the teacher's profession and do the best for our pupils, because it's the time of technology and we have to find them prepared. You can see in the picture a sequence, a moment from my coding experience in my school, and I think that the passionate teacher can change the world. Thank you very much. Thank you, Europa Schoolnet. Bye-bye. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Grotto, for your engagement and involvement in Code Week. And actually, I think you're one of the best examples that we have. Since you're a language and literature teacher, you're also using coding in your classroom, so well done. And also from here, I want also to encourage all teachers to try out coding. Not only this is not only for ICT teachers, as we always say, but any teacher from any different subject can give it a try. So thank you, Grotto, for your experience.
Also,
Yes.
as I can say, Albanian teachers are so enthusiastic about coding and want to learn more and more about the online modes and course from Europa Schoolnet and the other platforms. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Thank you. Bye. And we're going to move on to the next presentation. Aida, are you ready? So our next speaker is Aida Lumshi from Albania. Aida, whenever you want, the floor is yours. Please try your microphone, see if it works. Okay. And we cannot hear you, or unless I cannot hear you, at least.
Okay.
Is it the same for the others? Okay,
Hello?
yeah, now it's good.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, good luck.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to meet together in these presentations, Teach Meet presentations. It's a pleasure to know each other, who is the leading teachers about coding. I am one of the Albanian teachers leading about coding in 2018. My profile is put in the pictures. I am the school director of primary schools in Elbasan, the city of Albania. I teach the biology and chemistry about 19 years, and I am about 6 years school leaders. And the main important things is relations with my experience as a trainer in the British Council about the coding. There are some programs which are linked with critical thinking and problem solving, and how we implement our coding in our curriculum, in fact, and how the teachers implement that coding in the different subjects like arts, science, biology, chemistry, etc. I am one of ambassadors of Albania for digital e-twinning platforms. The successful inclusions of my students are inclusions in the Code Week Albania and the Albania in 2018 with collaboration with European Schoolnet organized a festival about Code Week from the date 6 to 20 in October, in fact, but our festival is organized by NCC, which is putting in Ministry of Education about the coding. It is a good experience about our teachers in Albania, because all the teachers which implement the coding in the curriculum includes together and share the experience about the coding.
Aida, sorry to interrupt. Sorry.
I am the trainers about some piloting.
Can you speak a bit louder because the sound is very low?
Okay.
Can you try to speak louder or closer?
Yes. Yes. Now. Yes.
Better.
Okay. The successful phase are that I am one of the trainer of the British Council about coding, and during that time I made some piloting experience in coding in some schools in Albania about 3 years, and results successful in competitions with regionals in Western Balkans, in fact. And the training with different tools and programs are very successful in that school that are piloting. In fact, during using the different programs and different tools, for example, a microbit, which is the same as the Fatma from Tunisia, which is in the same tools which implement in that schools. There are some photos that I take part to the piloting phase in schools during training, during implement, during listen the teachings or the methodology of the teaching, the training of the teachers in the different city or in the city to prepare them about the festival of the Code Week in different cities, and some experience of coding by microbit which is used by me. Some tools that are very useful, like Scratch, like Python, is very lovely for pupils, but in our programs of coding in our school that are piloting, we use more and more microbit as a tools which write code and share our creations. It is very easily to use because we can use with PC or tablet or phone, and the pillars which support our curriculums are based or implement in arts, biology, science, maths, geography, etc., and in integration with each others when the pupils take part with their creations during implement the steps of the code, like a puzzle to create the codes. The most important activity of Code Week in Albania are relating with that sometimes topics or measures the times, measure the temperature, compass, like intensity, calculations, which is use the microbit, codes with Scratch or Pythons, or code pick a point or go with games, pixel art, game design, etc. And in the pictures there are put photos with coding with microbit for different games from the pupils. The other programs like JavaScript, Python, Scratch, Code Academy, Minecraft are used, and these are presented all in the festival in successful phase. This is my presentations. Thank you for possibility to share our experience in coding. Thank you.
Thanks to you. Thank you so much. And last but not least, we have Monia, who is our last presenter, and she's gonna talk about the importance of binary systems. Monia, you there? Are you ready to present? Try your microphone and see if it works, please. You should be able to present now.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. So we can hear you, and if you want to share your camera, please go ahead.
Of course, yeah. So happy to join you today. You hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you. Good luck.
Very much. Thank you. So, in this picture, I am Monia Mahmoudi from Tunisia. I am a computer science teacher. Here, I share with you our traditional dress because, for me, Europe Code Week and Africa Code Week, we celebrate these two global events together in the month of October. I called these two global events the Festival of Coding. I am a teacher in a middle school. Its name is Pioneer Preparatory School Khairuddin Besha of Sidi Bouzid. I celebrated for 3 years Africa Code Week and Europe Code Week. Last year I was chosen like leading teacher of Europe Code Week in Tunisia, and I practiced this activity. It was the best activity in my classroom, binary language by binary bracelets. So, binary is extremely important to the computer world. The majority of computers today store all sorts of information in binary form. I googled this activity. I found it in Google, and you have here the link. So every letter has a binary code. The letter A, B. The black one is off, and the white one is on. As you know, computer understands only binary language, and my students will learn this language using this activity. So I share with my students this worksheet, and after that I give them an assessment. If you want, I return to this worksheet to have, you can scan this picture, and this assessment is for you, my colleagues, is for you, and you can search this assessment if you want. Or I give you this sheet, and you can write the first letter of the first of your name using binary language. So, for example, I share with you the binary language using 0 and 1s for the letter N. For the letter N is 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. And I shared with you the code of the letter N. It's your role now. You can share with us the binary code of your name, of the first letter of your name, if you want. Okay, so it's okay. I have to see just some codes. Thank you, thank you. So you can write the binary code. For example, Ida. I will share with you. Ida, the code of A is 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Bravo, Fatma. Fatma, I see the code of the letter F. Bravo. So it is an amazing activity here. if you have time, you can search this assessment. The assessment is, you can do it at home. This assessment, I give it to my students. And here I share with you some pictures of my activity. I used this gears, blacks and whites, to wear it using binary language. And in the last of the session, my students have certificates of participation in this event, and they write their names using zeros and ones. Bravo, Marija. I see. Yes. Thank you so much. It is a good opportunity to share with you the happiness of teaching and happiness of coding, and good luck for all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Monia, for this very nice and interesting game also about binary codes. Please do take the challenge of Monia and share with her also your codes. Thank you very much to all the presenters today. We have seen many interesting things and tools from Microbit, the Minecraft as well, Cody Ray, so many unplugged activities as well, which are very interesting for students, especially to young students. Also visual programming, so many interesting things going on. We still have a few more minutes before we finish, and I just want to take on a few questions that we have seen in the chat. So thanks very much to Dea, also Neleni and Tommaso, who are European SchoolNet colleagues and Code Week team as well, and they have been supporting us in this Teach Meet. So I got a question from a participant to Anis. I am not sure, Anis, I was checking, I cannot see you. I'm not sure if you're still there. So they were asking if you're still there, if you can listen to me. They were asking if if you think Minecraft is suitable for kids between 8 and 10. So please let us know. You can type in the chat if you want, because we don't have too much time. So there was, in the meantime, I'm going to move on to the next question as well. So there was a participant and teacher saying that there was a problem with when registered their activity in the map, because apparently for some reason the system wouldn't recognize the address. Please try to enter the address in English, see if it works. And if the address doesn't work, just put the name of the town. So try to see if with the name of the town works, if the map recognizes the activity, and if not, please feel free also to contact me. There were also a few people asking about my contact details. I'm going to share here my Twitter account, so feel free also to reach me there in case you have any questions about the activities. And there was also another question. So to Fatma, presentations question. Okay, so coming from teachers, from Luisa, what age are your students, Fatma? She wants to know how old were your students. I don't know if you can connect your microphone, if you want to reply in the chat. Okay, thank you. So 12, 14 years old. Okay, good, thanks. Okay, so this is the activity 1. And how long did it take you to create this? So there is another question for Anis. Anis, are you still here with us? Because I cannot see you in the chat. I don't know if you left. Can you please type in the chat if you're still with us? And if not, we will move on. In the meantime, also, Stephanie asked me to share with you also the link to the race. Stefania, you want to explain, please?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Take the other, one more. Another one? Yes, here. So I want to try Kodacolor with you. So I invite you to join us to this link, and we can challenge a royal battle. So we can try right now Kodacolor. We all challenge in this Teach Meet. So the game will begin in a few minutes, 5. So you just have to press the link and choose a nickname. So I will be waiting for you there. Thank you. Thank you, Naif.
Thank you, Stefania. So I'm sharing the link in the chat.
Yes.
If I manage to do so, because I think the computer has stopped.
This one.
Please share it if you can, because okay, so it's working now. Thank you. So please share Stefania's challenge if you want. In the meantime, I'm gonna see if there is any other question from there. I don't know if there is any other question. Okay, so there are no other questions. Thank you, Dea, for your support. And okay, I was also seeing in the presentation that many of you were asking about the slides. So do not worry, because we are gonna share the slides with you, as well as the webinar recording afterwards. It will be available soon in the relevant section of the course, okay? So I'm going to move on now to the end, because we are about to finish, and I didn't want to finish without first of all thanking all the participants, all the speakers today, who have really presented very nice tools and interesting activities to put in practice with your students. I hope they have been motivating for you, meaningful, that you have many ideas now to participate in Code Week. In case you have not registered an activity yet in the map, feel free to do so. Feel free, no, please do so before the 26th, which is tomorrow, end of the day, which is the first deadline of the course. So please remember to register your activity there. In case you're still trying or struggling to find some inspiration, some activity to put into practice with your students, remember that you will find in the course the already made lesson plans that you can just directly download and use with your students. So there is no need for you to create anything from scratch. You can just download the lesson plan and replicate it with your students. I don't know if Eleni or Dea can share the link to these training resources in the meantime. And also a quick reminder of the second deadline. So tomorrow is the deadline for you to submit your activity, and then 2 days afterwards, the 28th, it will be the deadline to review your peers. So you will need to review 3 people. Okay, there was a mistake also in the course, a technical mistake, but you will need to review 3 people in order to complete successfully. Okay. Thank you, Dea. Thank you, Eleni, as well. So, okay, thank you. Before we end up, is there anything urgent about the course that you would like to clarify? Do you have any question, any doubt about the final assessment? Make sure you submit your activity, otherwise you will not be able to do so after tomorrow, okay? And I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about it in the meantime. Okay, so it should be okay. I'm going to share here again, in case you have any questions, please feel free to send me a message, also an email. You can also contact me through Twitter, or also the course platform as well. And I think that's it. Remember also to follow us, to follow all the different social media channels that we have available for you. We have the website, we have the Twitter account, Facebook group that I believe at some point Eleni shared with you as well. So there are many thousands of teachers there already, and if you're not there, you should be, because this is where we usually share with you and with other teachers interesting opportunities, and maybe also, why not, best practices in order for you to bring coding and computational thinking to your classroom. So thank you very much to all of you who are joining this webinar today, and also take the opportunity to thank you on behalf of the Code Week team for taking up this course. We really hope that it was worth taking the course, and that you have learned a lot, and that you will be able to put it in practice with your students during Code Week 2019. Also, here you find the email address for Code Week, so feel free to send us an email in case you have any questions or any other thing. And okay, so thank you also, yes, especially to the speakers today, and also to all the attendees. And I think that's it. Thank you, everybody, and have a good evening. Bye bye.